Hey YouTube, CoffeeDude65. I've been wanting to do a video on this subject and of what I think is one of the biggest problems that's wrong with America, and maybe the world, but at least America, in terms of political parties. And I've done this kind of analogy before one time, long ago, but I've been thinking a lot about it lately. And that is, the problem, first of all, is that no one, or very few people, seem to understand what it means to be a conservative, a liberal, and so on. And they throw these terms around. The Republicans throw around the term liberal like it's something terrible. The Democrats throw around the word conservative sometimes like it's something terrible. And I'm not going to go into the whole history of political ideology, but I want to make an analogy that I think maybe will be beneficial. I'm also going to put a link, if I can find it, to a book that is an excellent book on the subject. I first found this book. It was required reading for me when I was in college many years ago. And it's very expensive then. I almost didn't buy it, but I bought it because it was required for my major, political science. And even though we had read all the source material on political ideology, from Hobbes and Locke and Machiavelli, you name it, you know, but I'll try to find it. I'm not saying buy it. I'm not getting any money from anything. But if you should happen to come across it cheap somewhere and you're interested, it's a great book. It's simply called Political Ideologies. I believe the author is Leonard J. Bernadette, something like that. Like I said, I put the link. Anyway, consider this to explain that life is like a path. Sometimes the path is easy going. Sometimes the path is rocky and hard, like life. We all have our ups and downs. Sometimes we stumble and fall, but we're all on the path. And this path is located in a park that is ran by the state or the federal government or some authority. So you're on this path. There's other people walking this path, and occasionally a park ranger driving upon the path on a little golf cart. So you're walking the path, and you fall down and you stumble. The person that comes along, or the park ranger, better analogy is if the park ranger comes along when you fall down, gives you a drink of water, maybe gives you a band-aid, a bandage or something. Guess I'll go. Maybe an energy bar, picks you up and sends you on your way, and you get up and you continue your journey. That would be the liberal approach. If you fall down and no one stops, the park ranger drives by, doesn't stop, doesn't give you anything, doesn't offer you any help, because they expect you to do it on your own, and they believe that the path should be walked by you alone, and they're not going to give you any help. That would be the conservative. Now, there's two ideologies there, and both have some merit, because you should walk this path by yourself, alone. And if you fall, one believes they should give you a little help, and the other believes you should just continue, get up and get tough and do it yourself. Now the third choice is if the park ranger stops, picks you up, takes you and puts you in the cart, and drives you the rest of the way. That would be a socialist. And you come to expect that. You come to expect the fact that you're going to get picked up and you're going to be carried in the golf cart or in the ATV or whatever. And so you don't try anymore, especially when you fall down. That's what I would say a socialist is. Maybe there's some merit to that. Me, I personally fall upon the person that believes that we have a personal responsibility to at least try to do it by ourselves. And when we fall down, that the park ranger, the authority, if you will, the government, should give you a little bit of aid to help you get back up and going. And that's a liberal, and that's what I think a liberal is, and that's what I believe a liberal is, and that's what I believe. Now, if someone on the path, another private person helps you, well, that's just being a charitable person, and that does exist as well. And there is a place for charity, and again, the conservative would believe that the other people, if they so feel driven to help you, they will help you, and it shouldn't be the park ranger that helps you. And that's the conservative. And as I said, I'm not knocking either one. I am a liberal. I'm not afraid to say that I'm a liberal. And so if you look at your own beliefs through that analogy, maybe it will be helpful to you. And if you find yourself thinking along the conservative line, I don't have a beef with you. There are some merits to that. And the older I get, I tend to believe more in the conservative way than I used to. Because what happens is, in my life, I see a lot of things that are designed to help people that need it, but are abused by those that really don't. But my liberalness kicks in and thinks, well, if that does happen, and somebody that really needs help gets the help, and if there is some abuse, well, I'll overlook that, so that the people that need the help, that need the bottle of water, the candy bar, the bandage, gets it from the government. That should be the government's role, the park ranger. So anyway, I guess that's all I really was going to say about that, but I think we need to analyze ourselves and sort of decide and understand what each one means. A liberal is not bad. A conservative is not necessarily bad. Even a socialist isn't bad. You know, and I have some social tendencies to socialism. I think there should be some continual aid that can be done to help everyone. One example I can think of is the school lunch programs. I think school lunches should be free. We have a free public education. Why isn't our food free? Anyway, that's about all I had to say about that. Thought I'd make this video. I've been thinking about it for several days, and I think about it all the time, especially lately when you hear all these words bantered around and people don't seem to understand what the hell they mean. So anyway, that's it for now. Coffee Dude 65 out. Talk to you later. Peace.